these are for the raffle. So you can just keep this right here. Okay.
Thank you. So in this catering seminar, we're going to go over a few topics of importance. And those topics are time management, food safety and sanitation, banquet event order forms, back of the house food production, front of the house buffet setup, menu recipe and design, calculating food and beverage costs and budgeting, and also marketing and forms and permits. Now, we didn't all just get these like from the top of our heads. Schools are actually teaching these in their core competency programs, like Pelican State University. And when we're finished with the seminar, we ask you guys to stay a little while because we're going to do an evaluation and we're also going to do a raffle. So first things first, does anybody know like the definition of catering? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Catering is food prepared by professionals or some non-professionals that is to be served to a group of people at a designated place for a designated time and fee. And although catering has been considered a service for the wealthy, it is in high demand right now. And everybody's catering. I can't say everybody and their mother is catering, but everyone is catering. A lot of people are doing it. People are doing it from their homes mostly because of COVID. And there's also two types of catering. There's on-premise and off-premise catering. On-premise catering is food to be prepared and served in the same location to a group of people. And off-premise catering is food to be prepared in the kitchen and transported to a location where it will be served to a group of people. And both off-premise catering and on-premise catering have some similarities, but the main difference is transportation. But with transportation, there is a lot of food safety issues. So to avoid this, you can get insulated coolers, refrigerated vehicles, and portable warming units. So what are some events that people cater at? Weddings, conventions, brunch, yes. Any more? So anything important, basically, engagements, graduations, family reunions. These are all events that people cater at. So when you have your own catering business, you have a wide range of options that you can choose from. And you can even do plate lunches to start off with. So, excuse me, you guys. There's also 7 functions to catering, and that is planning, operations, organizing the event, equipment, implementing, controlling, and understanding insurance and legal issues. So planning is the basic management function and is formulating a comprehensive plan. Operation is when you translate each customer's objective into a specific operational task. So what the customer wants, they get, but sometimes they can't always get that. So you communicate that with your customer. So organizing the event, this is a process of formally structuring or organizing the event so that each assigned task can effectively and efficiently attain to the state objectives. Excuse me. So equipment, these needs are based on the menu, service requirements, and the type and location of the event and the special needs of the client. I know some of your equipment needs, I know some of you are operating your business out of home right now, but we're going to discuss that later on with Madison. And the next one is implementing. So the plan requires direct communication with your team. So always communicate with everyone, especially like if you have a business with your family member or your partner, communicate everything with them. You always want to be on the same page all the time. Also controlling, this function is built to the master plan through the function of the sub-plan. Controlling helps you budget and it helps you stay cost efficient. Excuse me. So understanding insurance and legal issues. Insurance plans should cover equipment, personnel, and yes, at both on-premise and off-premise catering. And we're going to talk about a few of these topics today, but if you guys need me to slow down or you need to repeat something or someone repeat something, y'all just refer back to us. Just raise your hand. So the purpose of this seminar. So we are an research education class. And the first topic we thought about talking about was leadership training. But because, A lot of culinary students, when they go to a restaurant, they don't know how to lead, and they might get that Gordon Ramsay, like, I gotta rah your employees. But we was like, you know what? We can't include that. But then we thought about catering, and we were talking about catering with Chef Vivian and her catering at different events and everything. And we was like, we really don't have a catering program at our school. So we was like, why not have a catering seminar? And here we are today. So the student preferences and COVID restrictions, I know that a lot of students, even myself, like we wanted to open up our own restaurants a long time ago, but working in a restaurant is very, very stressful, and it's very stressful and it's hard to work with. Also, it's very stressful. I'm sorry, I'm myself. It's very stressful and it's hard. Think about bistro, for example. How many of y'all were in bistro? You were in bistro, Chef Gosa? I didn't know that. Oh,
some days.
oh yes, you did. I remember when Chef taught us. But it's okay. So, excuse me. So that's why we're here today. We're going to talk about catering, and we're going to give you a few examples so that your business can be successful at the start to the end. So the first topic that we're going to be discussing is time management. And with time management, we're going to talk about the definition, ways we as chefs and cooks use time management in the catering industry, and how to increase your time management skills. So any person who is trying to run a successful business has to know how to manage their time. So the first thing we are discussing is time management as a definition. Time management is the practice of using the time that you have available in a useful and effective way, especially in your workplace. So time affects a lot of things. And in the catering industry, time is a critical constraint. So you always have to be on time for an event. I know today we were a little behind, but that's okay. But you always apologize to your clients, and keep them busy or play music, and that's something that you can like keep them busy on and focus on instead of you being late. And also, as a manager, an employee, or a business owner, time management affects 95% of your job performance, your stress levels, your academic achievement, and your well-being. So I would suggest that you find ways to organize your time, but I also have ways that you can organize your time later on in another slide. So ways we use time management in the catering industry. Does anybody know any ways that we use time management in the kitchen or in a restaurant? Mise en place. Anybody else? Mise en place. Okay. Prep schedules. That's it. Well, we use those time management and all those things. We use time management, mise en place, setting up our mise en place, and sanitation and food safety, like cleaning as you go, and like even like the flow of food. So in time management, we also use the catering event planning timeline for catering, which Madison will go over in the next slide, that helps us manage our time better and efficiently. So we use time management in dishes, in all kind of dishes. And when we're using time in catering, we're not just preparing our dishes and just, getting them done. We have to keep hot foods hot and cold food cold, because the guests expect your foods to be hot and they expect your food to be cold. So manage your time efficiently. I know when I first came to school, excuse me. I know when I first came to school and I was a freshman, I had Chef Randy's class, and the first dish we had was chicken saute. Y'all, that chicken saute took everybody the whole 4 hours to make. The whole 4 hours to make, but now that probably takes a good everybody in the class a good 30 to an hour, depending on if everybody's cleaning and everything. But always remember, when you're at a catering event, never be late. Always show up on time. And even if you're serving plate lunches and you say you're gonna be there for 2:30, make sure you're there for 2:30. Make sure you're there by 2 o'clock. Okay. So another way we use time management, as I mentioned, is in event planning, and I'll let Madison go over that with you guys.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Awesome. Hi, guys. I'm Madison Segura. I am a senior here at Nichols with a double concentration in professional and education. So, an event planning timeline. We've all heard of it when it comes to bistro and even in Chef Ray's class when she asks you to put together a game plan for what you need to do that day in the kitchen. It's very important when it comes to having a timeline for catering because you need to know what you need to get done by a certain time. Because for a wedding, you don't want to start planning everything out only a month before the date. You're going to get nothing done. So you want to start you want to start as soon as you can for planning. So like this sample here that you can see, they're starting to plan a whole year out. They're starting their research, checking dates, completing contracts, negotiating anything. 6 months out, they move on to scheduling, securing a date, beginning the full planning process now that all the information that they have is set in stone. 3 months out, you contact your caterer and select your menu. You schedule for your staff and employees, and then once you're down to the bare minimum, that could be 10 to 8 weeks out, 8 to 6 weeks out, or even just a week until the event. This helps keep you running smoothly, keeping track of your time and making sure everything is done by the event time. And now back to Tiffany.
So in this slide, I'm going to talk about a few ways to increase your time management skills, because I know, like I said, even after this, we still might be on a time constraint and we still might be confused and still might be worried. How are we going to manage our time? Excuse me. So Escoffier Institute, I know that you guys, everybody knows Escoffier, famous cook. Everybody knows Escoffier. So Escoffier Institute has named these 5 elements of managing your time. And the first is master the art of preparation. So multitask, multitask, multitask. If you have, say for instance, a beef bourguignon on your menu, make sure you get that done first instead of your cookies. So delegate when possible. Teamwork makes the dream work. Communicate with your team. And if you need help, ask for help. I know in the catering industry, I know in the restaurant industry, in the kitchen, we might get really independent, but don't be afraid to ask for help. If you need it, ask for it. So stay organized and write everything down. I know chefs, since I've been a freshman, Chef Randy is like, keep a little notebook in your pocket and write down your tasks for the day. And also keep your, you can also buy like a dry erase board and put all your tasks down, and you can mark them as you go. And also set up your workstation for success. Make sure you have all your equipment that you need, and make sure you have everything looking clean and nice and clean and sanitized. So create routines and processes. Say for instance, you're setting up a breading station. What do you need on your breading station? Panko breadcrumbs, egg wash, and flour. So make sure it's simple stuff like that you have to work into your process and think like, how can I manage my time better? And using these skills and routines will help you manage it better. And also, this is another video. I've included a video that he uses time management really well, and I love it. It's by Catering Toolbox.
We're for the bold, the daring, the kitchen creators and flavor trailblazers. However you bring out the flavor, Field Roast is the deliciously bold plant-based meat you've been craving. Get ready to make taste happen.
Hi, and welcome to Catering Toolbox. I'm Doug Biggs. This is the first part in our video series on barbecue picnic catering. Today, my team and I are going to show you how we organize and prepare one of our most popular barbecue picnic menus, our Santa Maria style barbecue. It's named after a town just north of here that popularized this type of menu, especially barbecue tri-tip, which I'll talk a little bit more about later. This is a combination menu where guests have their choice of both tri-tip and barbecue chicken, along with tossed garden salad, barbecue baked beans, potato salad, garlic bread, and fresh tomato salsa. It's about 6:30 in the morning and my crew's already hard at work. It's going to be noisy, there's a lot of commotion going on, the convection ovens are running, but I want to give you an idea of what it's like inside a real commercial kitchen. We're not staging anything here. Everything we're doing is prepping and getting ready for an actual event. So let's get to work. Okay, it's Thursday. It's 2 days before our party, and it's time to start prepping our beef tri-tip. We completely trim all the exterior fat from the tri-tip. This keeps the grill from flaring up during cooking, and the guests really appreciate a lean slice on their plate. Trimming takes some practice to get fast, but it's not difficult. You can purchase tri-tip trimmed, but you'll pay a premium. Rule number 1, never skimp on the quality of your ingredients. We only use choice grade premium Angus beef. The small amount of money you might save by using a lower grade of beef such as Select or No Roll will end up costing you dearly in the future with customer complaints for tough and dry meat. Once trimmed, we season our tri-tip with a multi-purpose steak seasoning. We actually package it as DJ's world famous barbecue seasoning and give it to our clients as a thank you gift along with DJ's world famous barbecue sauce. We're using 1 tri-tip per 6 guests per this party, which we've determined is a perfect amount for a combination meal. Once trimmed and seasoned, we wrap our pan tightly in plastic. Notice how we wrap completely around the pan. This way, if you're out at the event and you trip on your way to the grill, your tight wrapping job is going to save the day. We start by dumping our chicken onto our food prep sink so we have easy access to all the different pieces. From here, we separate the pieces into different tubs. Breast with wings in one, leg pieces in the other, and thighs in the other. This will make it very easy to put onto our pans and get it ready to cook. As we separate the thigh pieces, we cut off the excess fat and skin. The breast pieces and leg pieces are good to go as they are. Because some guests choose to have only tri-tip or only chicken, planning on 1 piece of chicken per person ensures we won't run out. Okay, now it's time to pan up our chicken. We start with a full-size sheet pan, spray it with a little non-stick spray, and then add some of our all-purpose seasoning. Now we arrange the chicken on the pans. We place the breasts in one section, the thighs in the middle, and the legs on the end. We interlock the pieces so that we can fit each piece on the pan. Okay, once we have all of our chicken laid out, we add some of our all-purpose seasoning. Finally, we wrap each pan with plastic wrap. We mark it with the name of the job and the number of guests, and we place it on our speed rack ready to go into the walk-in for cooking on Saturday. We start with a high-quality canned baked beans, and we simply dress it up by adding a bit of barbecue sauce. 1 number 10 can of baked beans serves 25 guests. We use vegetarian baked beans for the benefit of the 5 to 10% of guests who do not eat meat. Once we have the cans open, we drain off some of the excess juice. We then add the beans to one of our 4-inch deep hotel pans. This pan holds 4 cans of beans, and altogether will serve 100 people. Now we add in our barbecue sauce. We wipe off the edges, and now here's the key to getting this pan of beans ready for the oven. We start by covering it with a sheet of plastic wrap. Next, we cover the pan with a sheet of aluminum foil. The plastic wrap will keep the acids and the juice from the beans from contacting the foil and actually dissolving the foil. The beans will go right into the oven just like this. We finish by writing the name of the company along with the number of guests on the foil, along with the ingredients in the pan. Okay, it's 1 day before the party and it's time to prep our garden salad. The key to prepping our romaine lettuce is to trim off the bottoms and tops of each head and then soak them inside a sink full of cool water. We'll then rinse each leaf of lettuce and set them to drain inside a colander. Once our romaine lettuce has had time to drain and dry, we chop it. We try and keep the heads together to make this job a little bit easier. We'll slice the lettuce crosswise and then slice it a couple of times lengthwise. This gives us a nice consistency for the salad. Likewise, we chop our tomatoes into bite-sized pieces. For our black olives, we buy them already sliced in cans. Our red cabbage comes in a full head. It's easy to shred and it adds beautiful color to the salad. Notice the flutes we cut into our cucumbers. This adds texture and interest to our salad. We're building the salad inside a standard 16-inch plastic pebble bowl. We've determined that this bowl is the perfect size to serve 50 guests. We continue to build the salad in layers until we have a beautiful completed salad. We take a standard heavy-duty plastic bag and we dump the salad into the bag. Then we close the bag and press it to remove most of the air. We'll then tie the bag, and now we have a complete salad ready to go for 50 people. Once we get to the job, we can simply open this bag, put it back into a bowl, and it's ready to serve. I found a supplier that supplies us with cooked and cut up potatoes. It's simple from here to add the ingredients to make our potato salad. We plan on 1/4 pound of potato salad per guest, and like all our other menu items, we bring some extra just in case. We begin by adding some sweet pickle relish. Next, we add some chopped celery. Next, we add a little bit of chopped parsley for color. Okay, we simply mix all of these dry ingredients together. A little bit of salt and pepper, and we're nearly there. Our ingredients here consist of mayonnaise, mustard, sour cream, and some dill pickle vinegar. Once we have all of our wet ingredients in a bowl, we simply mix it up by hand using a wire whip. Okay, next we just add our dressing and mix it up. Gloved hands make this job quick and easy. We found that simply by reusing our sour cream tub that we can put the potato salad in there, snap a lid back on, and it's ready to transport. With the Santa Maria style barbecue, this salsa is actually a condiment that's used for the tri-tip. Ingredients include canned diced tomatoes and juice, diced white onions, diced green onions, chopped fresh jalapenos, cilantro, salt, pepper, and garlic. It's so simple to make your own fresh salsa, and what a difference it makes in the eyes of the customer. The canned diced tomatoes come fairly chunky. We like to put them in the blender and chop them up just a bit. Once we have all our ingredients chopped, we simply assemble everything and mix it up. We place our salsa in a container for transport, and the key here is to wrap it up tightly. You never know what's going to happen to items as you transport it. And just like all the other menu items going out on this job, we mark it with the name of the job and the number of guests. We plan on 2 ounces of salsa per guest times 100 guests is 200 ounces of salsa. Divided by 128 ounces per gallon gives us 1.5 gallons of salsa for 100 guests. I have my loaves of bread that I've ordered from a local bakery. I have my melted butter. I simply dip the loaf of bread in the melted butter and place it on my sheet pan. Okay, now it's ready for seasoning. I simply take some fresh garlic powder, some of our all-purpose seasoning salt, and some freshly shredded Parmesan cheese. I'll finish with a little dried parsley flake for color. We start by slicing the bread lengthwise and then cut it into equal pieces. We get 20 to 24 pieces out of each loaf. This way, we plan on 2 pieces of bread per person and 1 loaf per 10 people. We wrap each loaf individually in aluminum foil. That way it's ready to go right on the grill. We can also store it this way in the freezer for up to 2 months. Well, there you have it. That completes our preparation for our barbecue picnic for 100 guests this Saturday. I'm Doug Biggs with Catering Toolbox, and I look forward to seeing you for part 2 in our series on barbecue picnic catering when we really get cooking.
Okay, from that video, what did you guys learn? Like, what were some ways that he used time management? Yeah.
Have everything the same day, you go day by day, flexible things.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else? That's fine. So by watching the video and like managing your time, this can decrease your events of missed deadlines, poor work quality, high stress levels, and professional reputation. and also a stall career. And remember, it takes more time to complain and do your work slowly throughout the day than multitask and set up your day for success. So the next topic we're gonna go over is food safety and sanitation. I know some of you might have taken it in taking Chef Kozar's food safety and sanitation 105 class, but we have to go over this because it's important to catering. And you don't want to give anybody any foodborne diseases, and you definitely don't want to kill anybody. So we have to do this. So I also have a little video to refresh your memory.
Life moves fast, but foodborne illness can really slow you down. Fortunately, following the 4 steps to food safety can be quick and easy. Some food-safe habits can take just a few seconds, like washing your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds before touching food, and washing fruits and vegetables before you eat them. And it only takes a moment to separate raw meat from produce that won't be cooked. Testing the temperature of cooked foods with a food thermometer before serving can help keep you and your friends safe and healthy. And don't forget, cold foods and leftovers should be refrigerated within 2 hours of cooking or shopping. Remember to take a few seconds for food safety, because food poisoning can cause hours of stomach aches, nausea, diarrhea, and making you feel miserable. And who has time for that? Find out more about food safety at www.fda.gov/food.
So as you saw from the video, someone who is managing and someone who is dealing with food has to know the basic food safety principles. But in general, a caterer's reputation for high quality food and safely prepared food can take years to develop. That's why we go to school. That's why we learn about food safety and sanitation. And we take courses like 105. And this is so this can prevent any outbreaks of illnesses, lawsuits, and this can even like make you go out of business. So safe food handling processes are a must. There's no shortcuts to it. And so make sure you stay out of these situations. Take courses like Serve Safe and Serve Safe Manager and get certified. So today we're going to be talking about 2 certifications as Serve Safe Manager and Serve Safe Food Handler. Serve Safe Manager verifies that a manager or a person in charge has a sufficient food safety knowledge to protect the public from foodborne illnesses. And that's a 90-question exam, and it's renewed every 5 years. And Serve Safe Food Handler verifies the basic food safety knowledge, and it's for individuals in the food handler employee industry. And this is the 40-question exam, and it's renewed every 3 years. So both of these certifications are important, but if you want to manage your own catering business or have your own business, I would get the Serve Safe Food Manager. So as I mentioned earlier, these are a few food safety and sanitation basics that are really important, not only as a caterer, but anybody who's messing with food. So one of the basic things is completing your personal hygiene for the day. So washing your hands as you go. Wash your hands, change your gloves often. Wash your hands when you mess with your hair. I know I witnessed something, it was last weekend, where I was watching this girl cook my food and she was playing in her hair while she was cooking. And I thought it was the absolute disgusting things. You know, customers eat with their eyes first, and they would rather see somebody who has gloved hands and who know what they're doing and practicing safe hygiene practices. And also change your gloves as you go, and don't ever blow in your gloves. So cleaning and sanitizing, remember this: scrape, wash, rinse, sanitize, and air dry. Doing this will help you stay in accordance with sanitation rules and guidelines. And also food temperatures and labeling. Your temperature, check temperatures often, and keep foods out of the temperature danger zone, which is 41 to 135. Everybody should know that. And it also must be documented that food was at the proper temperature before pulling it from the storage unit, and the food item must be labeled with either the time pull from the temperature control, so that's like hot boxes or refrigerated coolers, or the time the product is to be discarded. And second, cold foods can never exceed 70 degrees during the 6 hours allowed for service. And hot foods can be held without temperature control for up to 4 hours. And remember the 2-hour rule. Discard any perishables left out at room temperature for more than 2 hours unless you're keeping hot food hot and cold food cold. Cold food cold. And also avoid cross-contamination. So avoid using unwashed utensils and equipment, sanitize workstations before and after use, and don't use the same cutting board for chicken and salad or ready-to-eat food. I have seen that a couple of times in the kitchen, and that can cause foodborne illnesses. That can cause bacteria to grow. So make sure you change your board often. And as the function is over, make sure you tidy everything up, clean up all your material, clean up all your equipment. And if you need more instruction on how to like handle a buffet and how to keep your buffet clean and sanitized, we also have a booklet that we can send out to you guys. All you have to do is write your email on that list over there when you leave, and it's on page 27. So this temperature chart for food safety, I know a lot of times we might forget what temperature the whole food at, but that's why I included it. Because I know like from time to time we might, yes sir? I thought you were raising your hand. I know from time to time we might forget that you're supposed to hold chicken at 165 degrees. So that's why I included it. So you can refer back to it at any time. And this is why we have hot boxes and we have refrigerated coolers. This is from to keep bacteria from growing. And also in your booklet, I included this holding time and temperature log. This is something that we must label all the time. You can keep it on your refrigerator. You can put the product name, and you must test the temperature every 30 minutes. You can't leave your thermometer and your product like the whole time because the temperature changes. So say for instance, you have baked chicken. At the first 30 minutes, it was 165. So that's a good standing. That's where it's supposed to be. And then 2 hours later, you find out it's at 133. You have to throw away because it's in a temperature danger zone. And also write the discard time and write your initials. And excuse me. So make sure you take heed of all these time management skills. And Madison will go over these the banquet event order form with you guys again.
Okay. Is it on? Okay. So a banquet event order form. Do any of y'all have any idea what it might be? Of course, Chef Kozar and Chef Ray should know. Okay, so a BEO form or banquet event order form is a document that outlines all details of the event, whether it is on-site or off-site. This one document will tell you everything you need to know about your event, where it's taking place, what day it's happening, exactly what time it's starting, what the menu's gonna be, if a beverage or bar is gonna be offered, if there's any special event or who knows? I mean, there's all kinds of special things that could go on during many events. So anything like that would be found on your banquet event order form. If you take a look at this one here, at the top, it tells you your event date, and right underneath would be the person's contact information, your customer who's calling you for catering, the payment type, what day it is, what time, where it's located, and their expected amount of guests. That's very important too. Always, you want to know how many people are coming. And if you look right here, we have the menu. It starts at 7. They even have a carving station, and they have a full beverage menu offered here with prices for you to keep in mind. This BEO form is a different layout. It's a fill in the blank. As you can see, everything you need to know is here. You just go through and fill it out. The contact, your person's contact info, the date, their email, what type of event you are having, the name of your event, where it's at, estimated number of guests, what time you're starting to set up, what time the event starts and ends, and again, your menu, beverages, and any equipment you may even need. So back of house food production. To run a successful catering business, you must know the proper methods and techniques when it comes to cooking. By now, a lot of us should already know all of these different methods, techniques, and the definitions for them. If you need to refer back to them, there are definitions listed in the book. Catering equipment for back of house. This includes anything you may need to help make your menu. Your cooler, freezer, oven, stove top, anything like that is what you might need to help you prepare anything in the kitchen for your guests. Here's a PDF file. As soon as it allows me to open it. So this is a full catering equipment checklist y'all can use at your advantage. It goes over a lot of many different things, a lot of tips, tricks, look, energy saving. Keep going. Goes over food safety and sanitation procedures. And it starts telling you about any equipment that you could utilize in your kitchen, even kitchen regulations. So this PDF is found, of course, in this PowerPoint, but also in your booklet if you would like to refer back to it. Taste before you waste. It's always important. Do y'all have any idea why? Okay, it's very important because you don't want to have to overpower your food with one little seasoning mistake. It takes one little shake and you could overdo it. So you always want to be aware of what you're doing. Taste as you go. You don't want to just keep throwing things in there, taste it at the end, and it's nowhere near you expected it to be. By tasting as you go, it ensures your product for your customers. It also helps you and your employees give a better description to the guests. If you're not there and a guest comes in trying to start talking about a menu, you have employees that are there that can honestly pitch any menu item to the guest with a great description. So it's very important to taste before you waste it. If you finish the dish and it's nowhere near what you wanted, you'd have to start all over again with either very little time or even very little product. Front of house buffet setup. We're going to talk about different banquet setups, serving styles, and then the tables and linens you might need. So there's 5 types of catering banquet services that we will talk about. The first one is sit-down banquets. And this is a type of service where food is served directly to the guests at their table. This is a more elegant and formal type of service. And the course that you're offered, or the full menu, would include an appetizer or soup, salad, sorbet, main course, cheese plate, dessert, and coffee. For a buffet, it's a type of banquet where guests serve themselves. You select a set amount of food to prepare for based on the number of guests you have. But it's also important that you remember to charge at least 5% extra on your food count, because you never know if you're going to have extra guests walk in last minute. The course that you'd look at on a buffet or you would find for a buffet would include 1 salad, 2 entree choices, 1 starch, 1 vegetable, bread with butter, desserts, and coffee. The next type of service is display or finger foods, pass tray service. This is a type of banquet where your staff or employee circulates the room holding trays of finger foods for your guests to grab and go. It's very customary for cocktail parties. I know a lot of y'all probably seen that in movies, TV shows. I know I have. Never been to one. I'd love to. But they can also be placed and set up as a buffet table. Instead of having employees walk around passing out food on trays, you can have a full buffet setup like we have in the back. So today you will have finger foods, but buffet setup style. The next type of service is station service. This is an advanced form of buffet where tables are set up around the room to separate the space. These stations, it could be a station of plates arranged on a table that you, as the employee, goes, drops plates down, make sure the table's fully stocked, and your guests come, grab a plate and go. Or it could even be a full live experience where someone is cooking right in front of you, serving plates, and you come up, you get to watch the chef, grab a plate and go. It could be a whole experience. But this is best used, this type of service is best used for a building that has different floors that you're trying to utilize. When a client wants their people to mingle about, or like I mentioned, you just want to divide the space well. And the last set of service we will talk about is preset service. This is a service where food is set on the table, family style. And all food is placed on platters in front of the guests right before they seat. The items that you would find on this menu would include basically a family style meal. 1 protein, a salad, vegetable, starch, drink, dessert, maybe a soup. It can be customizable, but it's all about having the family style, having your whole menu item on 1 platter that you just place in front of guests on the table. If y'all want more information on that, y'all can find it in the books, in the booklets that we put together, in the appendix section towards the back. Excuse me. Okay, so when it comes to serving, there's 2 ways you can do it. Full service, which means exactly that. You're responsible for everything from planning, setup, serving your guests the food, cleanup, and making sure you have all your items. This helps ensure that you control your portion sizes when it comes to a buffet. As an employee of a catering business, you can stand behind the line and you are responsible for serving anybody that comes up to the line, and you can control how much you are giving them. A 2-inch hotel pan, just like this. Hope y'all could see it there. So a 2-inch hotel pan can serve 25 guests easily if you control it. Now, switching to self-serve. This is best for buffet styles like we have today. Your guests can come up on either one side or both sides of the table and serve themselves and walk away, keeping a clear flow. Now, when you do this, the one thing you are giving up is your portion control. You don't know exactly how much each guest is grabbing. So you have to be aware of that if that's the type of buffet you're trying to set up. So when it comes to tables and linens, you might have to set them up when it comes to setting up your buffet for front of house. This includes round tables, straight tables, and square tables. The most common sizes, I'll get to that in a minute. Round tables allow everybody that's at the table to sit and communicate within. Allows everybody easy access to see and talk with each other. The most common sizes of round tables are a 60-inch across, which seats comfortably 8, and a 72-inch across, which seats comfortably 10. Straight tables are great for formal occasions, family-style dinners, and big events like weddings or more. The most common sizes are a 60-inch across, which seats 6, and a 72-inch across, which seats 6 to 8. If you take a look here, here's a full chart I had put together for y'all. On the left side, it shows your common linen sizes, what type, whether it's round, square, or banquet type, even a table skirt. And at the top, you see your common table sizes. And within this whole chart, it tells you what you need to know per table size and per linen size, from what type of drop you would have, whether it's to the floor, couple inches, or maybe just halfway. You also can use extra decorative layovers, or like it says right here, table skirts. It's all things you can use to help give your event and your buffet line a form of elegance and a little pop. I'm not gonna go into all the heavy details of this is what linen size you need for this table, because it clearly can be seen right here. So try to utilize this for your best interest to help you plan, anything. It's a great tool you can refer back to. It can be found in the PowerPoint and in your booklet. Now, buffet equipment. I know y'all seen many buffets. So what kind of equipment do you think we would need to set it up? Okay. Anyone else? Y'all are quiet. Oh. Trying to get y'all to talk to me. Okay. All right. So first we have serving equipment. That could be anything between your employees having their serving trays, walking around with platters, handing out people their hors d'oeuvres, or even your plates, cutlery, napkins, cups, anything your guests might need to eat off of or use. Buffet equipment, your chafing dishes, hotel pans. Why are words leaving my head? Okay, utensils. All of these different things. Like, it's very important that you know what equipment you would need for your event. Even table decor is a very big thing. You want your table to look nice. You want to bring people in with your display. That's the whole point. You want to make it pretty. You want to bring people in. That's what they're here for, the food, a good time. So when it comes to setting up a buffet, or when you approach a buffet, what do you notice?
Like different kinds of foods they have there, like I guess variation.
Okay, variety of foods. Anything else?
Cleanliness.
Cleanliness, that is a very good one. What about difference in height? Not everything is just flat out on the table. Sometimes you want to rise different foods to show people, get their eye. If you look back there now, there's a couple of things raised. Doesn't that kind of grab your eye, make you want to go up to it and say, ooh, what's that? I know I do. So like Chef Kozar also said, another thing you really want to keep in mind for the buffet is keep it clean, as clean as you can. Yes, if your guests are coming up and serving themselves, you may not be able to control that. But if you have drip plates and napkins there, they can help avoid that. You also want to have the name of your dish posted on a note card, a sign, whatever. You want your guests to be able to see what they are eating and be aware of what they have, what they are grabbing, because you never know what guests may have an allergen. If they grab a food that they don't know the name of or don't know the recipes, the ingredients in it, it can seriously hurt them. And that can fall back on you as a caterer. So let's avoid that. Another thing you want to keep in mind is keeping it full and stocked. You don't want a guest to come up and see an empty platter if they were expecting to go grab a serving of rice or pudding, you know. I know I would be very disappointed. And also another thing to keep in mind is empty space. You don't want to have too much empty space on your table. Fill it up, make it look pretty, make it presentable. Draw your guests in with the presentation, the setup, the aromas. Like Tiffany said earlier, we eat with our eyes first. So here's a little YouTube video that will kind of give you the gist of how to set up a buffet. So that's a very basic way that you can set up a buffet. It's all customizable, up to you and what you want, and even of what your guests might want. So next, Casey will talk to you. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. It's break time. Oh my. Okay, so now let's have a quick break, stretch our feet, get some water, and grab some food from the nice buffet that we provided for y'all. Pause. More. Pause recording. Good to go. Thanks.
Hello. If I could have everyone's attention, we're going to restart. We do have a sign-in sheet up front for y'all to get our book. My name's Casey Kyle. I'm at the end of my second year here at Nichols, and I have a concentration in professionalism. Today I'm going to talk to you about menu planning and recipe design, and then we're going to go into making what you love. First, with recipe design, you should never, menu design, you should never offer food that you cannot provide. If you're cooking at home with no staff and you're by yourself, you shouldn't try to feed 1,000+ people because it's not going to be pretty. You should always take into consideration what your facility can hold and equipment you have on hand. If you don't have an oven, try not to offer things that have to be baked. You should also stick with things that you're comfortable with making. If something works, then why should you change it? If someone wants something that you don't have, it costs more to get it. You should also try to plan a menu that fits most guests. You're probably never going to have the perfect menu, but you can get close. We do have a few websites up here that will give you a free recipe menu template. We have PicMonkey, Canva, and Must Have Menus. In order to have all necessary equipment, staff, and ingredients, you must first have a menu. The menu is an essential part of any catering business. It feeds into recipes, costs, and every other aspect of the business. The menu also sets the tone for both the establishment and the event. You use this as a guide and build as you grow. Your guest profile, as well as their professional, tells you your guest expectations as well as their professional level. And this should also allow you to gauge how often they experience catered events. Don't go over the top for someone who just wants sandwiches. Ask about your guest preferences and always be aware of preferences, allergies, dietary restrictions, and ask for any reason that a guest may not want food, because you don't want to give a Catholic steak during Lent. It's not going to look well. You shouldn't ask why, because that could kind of come off a certain way. You should ask what. What foods do you have allergies with? What foods would you have a problem with? What meat, if any, are allowed at your event? You should also be aware of what food your guests are comfortable with and what they can or cannot eat. You should also give menu choices. With one or two, you may be able to please most guests, but to ensure your menu appeals to more, always have a few options. You should have 2 choices for entrees, 3 or more for salad dressings, and put all condiments on the side. You should also have 2 desserts, and for each course, have at least 1 healthy option. You should always be conscious of what is fresh and available close to you. This is both cost-effective and gives you better food when it's at the peak of its season. You should also consider ethnic and regional menus, sticking to just one theme. Common ethnic themes include Asian, French, Greek, Italian, Mexican, and Middle Eastern. Never go into an event blind. Know when food is expected. Time is a big factor of any menu. Depending on whether your guests have 30 minutes, an hour, or 2 hours, can really play a big role in any menu. With that, also consider final presentation. If food should be hot, keep it hot, and the same with cold food. You should also never leave food out and unattended. Take into consideration things that you know how to cook and can cook well. It's better to cook something over and over again with consistency that others enjoy rather than change and cook something nobody likes or has had before. If you're not comfortable making it, don't offer it. It's better to replicate something that you know is supposed to taste over something no one has an experience with. If you want to venture out of your comfort zone, that's great. But also try to fixate on things that you know have a good end result. These are a few examples of different menus. First, we have a la carte. With these, it lists each item and its price separately. The prices tend to be higher, but the menu itself is very flexible. You see this used for any trays or appetizers. The cost depends on the pieces. This is also where customers can build their own personal menu for the event. Static menus are typically larger, divided into categories, and don't change very often. These are the most commonly used menus because it provides the best experience through the amount of options, consistency, and easy navigation. Again, these are just examples. So say each person has a $35 limit, and then they would pick items depending on that limit. So it would add up to 35. A cycle menu repeats over a specific period of time, kind of like the $5 special menu at McDonald's. We use these for plate lunches, cafeterias, or other long contracts. A fixed menu has few options and a total price. Typically, entrees already come with one side. These can also be referred to as a set menu. Recipes are very crucial to part of catering. Without recipes, you don't know what you're making, what you can provide, or what you expect to give to your guests. Menu planning flows directly into recipe design, walking hand in hand with the catering process. Much like menu planning, recipe design sets boundaries, gives guidance, and tells your staff what you expect. These are both very important aspects that flow into controlling cost and making profit. If you know a specific recipe works, why change it? By keeping old recipes, it makes work much easier to where you should already have a requisition form, as well as being able to know ahead of time if any adjustments need to be made. A recipe should be short and to the point, as well as having clear, concise constructions with easy to read words. Not pretty proud to say this, but most people actually read at an 8th grade level. So kind of keep that in mind when writing recipes. You shouldn't switch from metric to US standard form. Everything should be in the same measurement system. And no matter how simple something seems, you should put it in the recipe. Kind of like preheat the oven, cover with foil, a rolling boil, and check temperatures. Throughout the next few slides, we'll be using one of our appetizers for this afternoon on page 53 of your book. You'll find avocado, cucumber, shrimp, which is our centerpiece in the back. We list ingredients in order of use, keeping exact measurements in the same units throughout, and then we list the steps of planning and clearly as possible. Always taste before you serve. Calculating food and beverage costs. Now, I know we didn't come here for a vocabulary lesson, so I'll let you look at these on your own. They'll be on page 54 of your book. And again, you can find that by signing up in the front. Formulas can be found on page 55, but briefly I'll explain them. Profit can be found by subtracting expenses from revenue. Profit percent, however, is revenue at 100% minus food percent plus beverage percent, then subtracted labor percent and overhead percent. Did I lose anyone? A lot of percentage. Food and beverage costs are made by the cost divided by sales. Then selling price for said food or beverage would be the plate cost divided by food or beverage cost. Cost per ounce, however, is the unit price divided by 16. And labor cost is labor cost divided by total sales. Cost percent is made dividing cost by sales. These are the ingredients for the avocado shrimp. The recipe is on 53 of your notes, again. This is our requisition form. It tells you total yield, portion size, portions, total cost. I'm sorry. This is our requisition form. I was on the wrong slide. It has the recipe, name, ingredients, and amount for each, as well as the date. I found these prices from Walmart.com, and I started with how much the recipe needed, then looked to see how much it costs per unit, and if it would work or call to buy more or less than 1 unit. That tells me if the price should be divided, multiplied, or left alone. Again, staying with the same measurement system and going off that, I took the total of each item's price, which added up to a total of $26.97 for the total recipe. All right, this is our recipe costing for it. It tells you the total yield, portion sizes, portions, total cost, and cost per portion. And I'm going to tell you in a second how we got these. Oh, sorry, never mind. You can then divide the total price by 44, which is a total yield. It gives the cost of 61 cents per piece. Then you can multiply it by 2 by figuring that each person will take 2 pieces. That will give us 122, which is the cost per portion. You could also just simply divide $26.97 by 22 and get the same answer. In order to make profit, you decide how much profit you want to make. And because these are small hors d'oeuvres, and this is just an example, we're going to say that we want 5% profit. So we multiply $26.97 by 0.5, and that gives us $13.48. And then we can round to $13.50. We add that to our full total of $26.97, and it now costs the guest $47.47 for 2 avocado cucumber shrimp appetizers for 22 guests. Now we're going to have Miss Tiffany come back up and tell you all what you're really here about.
Hi, everybody. Are y'all still up? Are y'all still eating? It's okay. So to give you guys a brain break, we're going to talk about marketing. So does anybody know the definition of marketing? Or have y'all taken marketing yet? Chef Coach, I know you're taking shit marketing. I'm talking about the students. So marketing is the activity, the set of institutions and process for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. And this is defined by the American Marketing Association. So marketing is important in catering because this is so you maintain a long-lasting impression, and it's not just a one-time fix. It's something that is ongoing, that is always around. So say, for instance, these pictures around school, these are all examples of how the school markets to the customer, which are the students. And once I seen it, when I came over here and I toured the building, I was like, oh my gosh, you have done all this? And it was like, yeah. And I was like, I would love to like take pictures and do stuff like this, especially when I came over here. And that's what drew me in to come here. So one of the biggest questions that students may ask is, how do I start marketing my business? How do I get it out there? Well, when I was researching, like even I was confused on how to like get it out there, but after researching and finding out this information, it became more evident. So the first thing you have to do is like research. Well, first of all, so you have to research and know your target market or the client that you're trying to get your product out to. Your target market will help you decide how you're going to market out to your business. Say for instance, you want to market to college students. Market on Instagram. Put pictures and videos on Instagram, and this will help you market out to them. And researching your demographics will help you decide whether or not your business will be successful in the location that you choose. So researching your demographics is just like making sure you know that you're going to be profitable. And demographics is like your income level, searching people's income level and their ages and the area where they're staying. And like say for instance, you want a fine dining catering business that offered that catered to weddings. You wouldn't want to offer that in low income areas. So that's important that's something important. And that's the reason why you have to research and find out these things. And also write a business plan. We all can cook, of course, but some of us are still learning to cook things to our liking. But if you're trying to start a business, you have to have a business plan. And this will save you money and help with you budget. And this will also give you an idea where you'll be in the next 6 to 18 months. And in your business plan, it will give you, it will say your products and services, like your marketing strategy, and it'll also give you an idea where you're gonna budget. So cooking up your value proposition. So cook what you love, cook the food that you're interested in. I know that Dave mentioned this earlier, but what cuisine do you specialize in? What do you feel, what do you make, what can you do to make your clients feel like they got their money's worth, or there's something they want to keep coming back to? These questions will help you these questions will help you toward your unique value proposition, which is a statement that will help you connect the needs of your customers to specific offerings of your catering services. So if you specialize in soul food, offer that to your customers. Cook macaroni and cheese, chicken, collard greens, give that to your customers. And also a conversion center website. So websites are the main focal point of your marketing campaign. Also, conversion center is focused on a single business goal. So if you're catering, just put that on your business. Just put that on your page. And there's also websites like Wix, W-I-X, and Weebly, WEEBLY.com, that you can rate your websites on. Excuse me. And also create a memorable domain. Your name should be everywhere, like your t-shirts, your business cards, your coasters, your menus, your hats. Even if you have a dog, make sure he's wearing like a t-shirt with your name on it. And it should be short, it should be sweet. It's something that your customers are going to remember. A business name of mine I might use is like Tip Catering Trays, and I don't use it because I might use it, but make it short, make it sweet, make it something that your customers are going to remember. And also create a catering service video. Videos are very easy to watch, and I know that almost everybody has like Instagram, and we watch videos, and it just catches our eyes. So to give you a clear understanding of that, the first thing we're going to look at is the Catering Center website, and this is by Wolfgang Puck. And he is very well known around the world for his catering services. So you see him right here, he has a video, and it's gonna come up. Just give it a second. He has a catering video, and it just plays as you go. Sometimes it plays, sometimes it doesn't. That's fine. And he also includes his virtual meetings, his weddings, the catering at weddings, and seasonal things, and locations, other locations that he's offering his services at. This is all important. This is why you must include stuff like this on your website. And he also includes his Instagram, his Facebook, and his Twitter pages, which are also important. I'm gonna go to his Instagram. That's fine, but that's fine. It's not working today. And this also is a catering service video that you can watch. And I'm gonna pull that one up as well.
Hey guys, Rich Rosendale. I'm here at the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. It's like my 6th year coming. And this year I decided to change it up a little bit. And we're doing a live fire Hawaiian theater. So basically we're taking all kind of local product, shrimp, lamb, vegetables, and we're cooking it on one of my favorite things to cook on, and that's the Art of Flame Grill. Let's go check it out.
Y'all seen how short and simple and sweet that was? Your customers like seeing stuff like that. And also, other ways you can get started marketing your business is network, create social media platforms, advertise for events, manage testimonials and reviews, join catering associations, and hire a professional internet catering marketer or just a regular marketer. So get out and network, connect your business to other events like event festival halls, use social media platforms like Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Even use video pages like video programs like YouTube to market your business and network online. But remember, social media is not a good place for self-promotion. Social media is a place where you share interests for your cuisine. I know from time to time, I know a lot of people, I just repeated myself like twice. I know a lot of people, they say they get really like confused and they get kind of mad when they have to say that you have to DM like their to DM to get an order or something. That's why it's important you have social media. That's important why you have websites to market out to your business and that they can connect on there. So you include emails as well. So also advertise for events. So say, for instance, you want to cater for weddings, advertise in the spring or before the spring. If you want the best testimonial possible, make sure you offer the best services possible, and encourage your clients to give positive reviews. And also, you can join a catering association to network and learn more about the industry from professionals and find out what's trending. And lastly, if you don't have time to market your business, hire a professional marketer. Also, I have taken Adrian Maud. I know some of you might have taken marketing, but some of you might have not. But in marketing, get help from them. They are here to help you. Professors are here to help you get your business out to the world. So use them and use them wisely. So also, these are ways that you can start marketing your business out to people. So sponsor a meetup. A meetup is just like a basic get together. So every meetup is looking for someone to sponsor their food and beverages. And I guarantee you easily find someone willing to take up a free refreshments for introduction and endorsement in front of a group. Also, volunteer or donate to a local event in exchange for a sponsorship as well. So if there are events going on in your community, they're always looking for people and volunteers and donations. So talk to the event organizer and offer your help in exchange for being a sponsor on the website. Also, start blogging and using social media, as I mentioned earlier. Your work is interesting. Always remember that people love seeing what you're doing. People love seeing what you're making and what events you're catering at and what events you're going to be doing. So make sure you post that. And also, social media is the best place to share with the world like what you're doing, and it's free, so why not use it? Excuse me. And also create flyers, business cards, and testimonials. Create flyers and business cards on Microsoft Publisher or free template websites so that people can contact you, so that you can get the word out to the general public easier. And also remember, not everybody has Instagram. And also, don't just ask for a testimonial. Ask for product or service specific questions that guide your customers toward writing a testimonial. And these aren't just complimentary, but informative and inspirational as well. Then you post their testimonial, and if you want to include their name, make sure you get consent from them. And also promote as much as you can. Stay consistent with promoting, post pics, make videos, post daily or post weekly, post whenever you can, but make sure you're posting your work. And also follow your family and friends on their social media pages. How many of you have catering businesses? None? How many of you have catering businesses? None of you right now? Well, in the future, if you know somebody who has a catering business, I know there's one girl on campus, her name is Chaz Davis, and she just started hers, and I love her video. I love her stuff on Instagram, and I have her Instagram right here. But y'all should follow your friends. Your friends are the first people that you can get out to, that you can get the word out to. And say, for instance, you're in Louisiana, but you have a cousin who needs their catering done, like in Texas. But you're not in Texas, but you know a friend who's in Texas. You can refer them. So follow your friends and refer them. Help each other out. I know this industry can get very competitive at times, but don't let it be competition. Help each other out. And these are ways, as I mentioned, that you can market out to your business, market your business. So using business cards, using social media like Instagram. And this lady right here, she's at Catering Source, and they are a famous, world-renowned catering association, and also testimonials. They have their pictures of food, of what they're doing, and their little comments. And this is so cute. I thought it was so cute. I don't know what it is, but I think it was so cute. And also like pictures. And also, these are other pictures that you can market out to your business or get a understanding of what you want to do. We even include like these little appetizers in the back. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but we include this in the back. And these are from Wolfgang Puck. So if you need more like more examples of how you want to market your business or how you want your food to look and how you want it to look good, look at people, look online, research. That's something you gotta do. If you don't research your product, you don't research your business, you have to learn how to do it if you want to be successful. So next thing we're gonna go over is forms and permits. Madison's gonna go over that with you guys.
All right. Let's turn that on. Okay. Can y'all hear me? Awesome. Okay, so when it comes to forms and permits, there's a couple of things that you want to keep in mind and always have available for your reach. First things first, your catering Bible. This is something you construct as a caterer for yourself. This has everything you need to refer back to at any time, starting with your BEO form, equipment checklists, rec forms, recipes, ServSafe certifications, anything and everything will be in there, even order forms. Anything you may need to refer to will be found there. It's in one spot, so you can't lose it. As we went over earlier, you need to know what kind of equipment you might need for your event. That's when an equipment checklist comes in handy. You can put this together yourself of a full list of equipment that you have available for your use that you may need for an event. This can be used to help plan, for setup, cleanup, any of that. You can use this list to refer to make sure you have every piece of equipment you need for an event. Because if you forget it and it's an offsite event, you're kind of screwed. You might not have everything you need, which means you'd have to go all the way back or find something close that you might be able to make work. So it's important that you know what you may need per event. Now, when it comes to permits, every state is different. So you need to do a little more research. It all depends on what kind of business you want to have, what you're offering, and what your state standards offer. So if y'all would like the booklet, y'all can sign up using the sign up sheet there, leave your email, and we can email you the booklet that we put together of all this information from this seminar that you can use for your disposal. But there's more information on the different forms of permits that you may need in the back of that book. Also, one important permit or really certification you're gonna need to have, ServSafe. You absolutely need ServSafe when you're working in a kitchen, offering guests food, selling food, beverages, all of that. So before I pass you off to Tiffany, if I can find the mouse, here we go. Okay, I will do my best to pull up the booklet to show y'all what y'all can sign up for to have at y'all disposal. Just give me a second to pull it up. Okay. I know too many dang passwords. I can't get into my email right now. Tiffany, can you come get in yours?
It's fine. Okay. Not the mic. Can y'all see me? Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna fix it.
Also, y'all, this is a catering booklet. So if you need more information, if y'all didn't get all your information down today, if you didn't get all your information down today, you can just write your name down on the email sheet. And this includes more stuff, even includes leadership training, which we didn't go over today, and we're sorry about that, but our person who is doing it was sick. But this goes over everything that we went over today, and we thank you guys again for coming. We asked you guys to fill out your evaluation forms, and then we're gonna do a raffle.
So if y'all are finished, I can come pick them up.
It's okay.
Mhm.
You do it. And now we present. Are we stopping the video now?
I'll just walk through so they can see. They can get a good idea of what we're gonna do.